I'm sharing my screen. Let me know once you're able to see. So in our last session, we spoke about Azure Log Analytics Workspace, um, how you can configure monitoring for your Azure workloads, uh, right? How to install the monitoring agent, how to connect with the Log Analytics Workspace, and how to integrate with the update management, right? So today we will install the patches in the Log Analytics using the Azure Update Manager. And during the patching, we'll also perform few tasks. So let's say that we will stop one or two missions and we'll have a prescript and postscript, which will stop the VM which will start the VM before the patching and stop the VM after the patching. It will only stop the mission that are started as part of the prescript. Okay. So we have a few missions which are already exist. So one of them I'll be stopping before the patching, and a few of them will be in a running status. Okay, I'm going to automation account. In the automation account, okay, so I'm going to create a schedule. In the schedule, we are going to configure pre and post scripts. Okay, so we are going to specify time. Let's say that from now on, let's say 15 minutes. Okay, we are going to say manual patching because we are not going in the schedule, right? We are going to configure patching maybe next couple of minutes. Okay, so before we configure pre and post, right? So we need to have we need to use the runbook features in automation account. In the runbook, we are going to create a scripts, two scripts. One we are saying auto stop, auto start, and auto stop. Okay, it will start automatically and stop automatically. So the script is available in our OneNote. If you go to Microsoft Azure OneNote, go to Log Analytics Workspace, and you see turn on VMs before the patching, turn off the machine VMs after the patching, and send the data to the Log Analytics Workspace. So in the first one, I don't think you need to modify anything because we are going to check for all the machines which are in our subscription. So there is a parameter that we are going to use called software update configuration run context. Basically, that is nothing but your schedule name. So schedule contains the list of VMs. Okay, let's say we are adding 5 VMs out of 10. So it contains the 5 VMs information, right? So with this parameter in the script, right, it is going to input these 5 missions in the script. Later, we are going to authenticate with the Azure with these commands. Last time when you authenticate with the PowerShell, we used our user ID password, but here the authentication happens through service principal or automation account. So when you are creating automation account, we have chosen one option called run as account. Okay, so since we have chosen run as account, so it will only create this application ID and um, application ID and certificate template automatically, so we don't need to create. If you are choosing a automation account without runners account, right? So you have to create the service principal and all these details manually. So it's always recommended to choose the runners account. So what happens is it's going to authenticate first. It is going to select the subscription. Then it's going to get list of VMs in the in the parameter. The parameter I mentioned here, right? From here, these values are given by your schedule, and it is going to convert them into some values, let's say which we are going to use it here in the further script. Okay, so what we are going to do is it's going to check the list of VMs which are in the this context, run context. Then it's going to perform a start operation for each job. Once it is started, right, it's going to save the data into one of the variable. The variable can be used in the post patching, post script. So that the VMs, out of 5 VMs, you have only 2 machines which are in a stop status. Those 2 machines will be stored in a variable. the variable we are going to use it in the Postscript to get those VMs which are started in the Prescript and stop them. Okay, maybe you just go through the script once. It's easy to understand the terminology. In case if you find difficulties, and I'll try to explain a bit more. When it goes to the turn of the VMs, it is same thing. Um, Only thing we are going to modify the ones which are in a different color. Okay, one is customer ID and shared key. The reason why we are using it, we are sending the patching status. Okay, let's say whether patching is successful or failure, right? We are sending this patching status to the log analytics workspace. Okay, if you remember last time, the arc diagram. So post patching, you will get a data from hybrid worker group agent to your update manager. But if you wanted to see them in a dashboard, log analytics workspace should have the information whether the patching is successful or a failure, right? So we are going to get that using this Postscript. Here we have written a script called get hyphen easy automation software update machine run. This will basically tells you what is the patching status. Okay, so it will get the information, send it to the workspace using the post command. Okay, so I'm going to do one thing. So before we install configure this, right, there are a few things we need to install in the runbook as well. Okay, what we need to install is there's something called modules. Okay, modules has to be imported into your automation account. It could be AZ modules. It could be some of the modules like thread jobs, few of them, etc. Right. So because we are going to start a thread here somewhere, right, to perform certain operations. Okay. So let me go to automation account. This is our automation account. Before we go there, let me show you the VMs that are part of this update management. And you see there are like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 missions we have. And you see out of 5, 2 are compliant because the security and critical updates are 0, 0. That's why it says compliant. But when it comes to the other VMs, there are few security updates which are yet to be installed. That's why it says, critical, I mean, non-compliant. So there are other updates which are not installed, but that is not mandatory. Okay. So Azure Update Manager decides whether the server is compliant or non-compliant based on these two updates. Critical and security updates, if they're 0, 0, we are going to call it as a compliant. Okay. And I was speaking about update agent readiness, right? So this is the one. We have a hybrid worker group agent that is going to push to your VM from your automation account. So that agent has to be in a running status or healthy status. If you see ready status, which means that you can perform the patching. If says not ready or not configured, then your patching will not work for the specific VM. Okay. So and to configure the patching or not to implement, right? So we need to go for the runbook first. We have to create a runbook. Okay. To create a runbook, click on create runbook. Let's say VM underscore auto underscore turn on. I'm just giving a name. Okay. And runbook type is a PowerShell, and you can provide the description if needed. Click create. And I'm going to copy the entire script here. Okay, we need to install this thread job modules and all. So we'll install maybe once we configure these. Click copy paste here and save this. Publish this. Okay, this is ready to use it. And let me create another one which says VM underscore auto.
Ramnagar, how do we create these scripts?
Yeah, we need to have scripting expertise to create this.
Okay.
Yeah, I have written these for my current environment. Yeah, that's why you just go through these. Looks easy only. Okay, but
Hmm.
in case if you see any challenges, I'll just walk you through one by one step.
Understanding is okay.
Yeah.
But how do you, I mean, build these from the scratch?
Yeah, it comes with some experience, right? So initially we started few scripts, right? Maybe we need to take some more examples, then we start doing it. Then we get some good understanding it. We'll spend time on the scripting and automation at the end of our sessions, right? All the sessions. We'll spend at least a week time for these kind of scenarios. There you will understand bit more. So we just need to research, use some logics to do it. It's simple. I'll let you know. Right. This
So,
is in our plan. So we need to change few things as I discussed, right? Here in the auto turn off, because we are sending the data to the Analytics Workspace. So every workspace has an ID and keys. So let me go to Analytics Workspace. If I go to overview, I have the workspace ID. Okay. So I'll just paste it here. And I need to have a key as well. So if I go to agent management, I get the ID and key here. Okay, copy the key, go to the Runbook. In the Log Analytics workspace, you will see a table called patch. You can change this name, right? But let's go with the default for now. I'm going to save this and publish this. So we need to install the modules like AZ modules and a variety of modules. Let me go to module section here or module gallery. So we need to go to module gallery, search for the modules that are required. So first we need a AZ modules, or else I would say AZ. Let me search for the AZ. Yeah, I'll try to import to see if it works. It's not. So first what I need to do is I need to go for az.accounts. Then in the script I see thread job. So let's see if there is a module called thread. Thread job we have one, and import. So do I need to have any other modules? Let me look at the script. Automation account we need to have. This have RM resource. We can go ahead and run this once those two modules are installed. If we see any modules are missing, so we get error. So based on the error, we can actually start working on it. And let me do one thing. So wherever I see RM, I can just replace them with the AZ. RM is the old modules. Okay. Control H. Azure RM with the AZ. Eight fields have removed. So now we'll go back to the script. It's the jaw runbooks. Auto turn off. I did this. I think this is not the one. Discord. Test this. This is auto turn on, right? Yeah. So going here, uh, checking the auto turn on. Publish this. And going back to this. Okay, this is perfectly fine. Okay, so now I think modules might have been successfully completed. Let's go ahead and schedule a patching. And I'm going to stop few VMs. I'm going to stop these two machines, Web VM and Win10 VM. Once I configure the patching, and once I configure the schedule, click on create a new schedule, test schedule. Okay, my machines are Windows based. I can add a group of VMs, or I can also go to individual machines and add everything. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 machines I'm adding. And I can also select what kind of updates I need to install. And if I wanted to experience specific updates, I can just provide the KB IDs. This is very important, schedule time. So it's 9:22. Let me add 9:32. IST, India time. Yeah, it's only once, not the recurrence. And if you go to the pre and post scripts, you'll see prescript auto turn on VMs. I'm going to add them as a prescript. And the other one is auto turn off. I'm going to add it as a postscript. Then save, and always reboot is the best option. And I'm going to say 120 minutes is the maintenance window. Just created that. And now I'm going to stop these two machines so that the patching should actually start them. Okay, deployment is created. And you can see the start time is 9:32, 10 minutes from now. And you can see the 5 machines are in scope, and maintenance is window is 120 minutes. I can always modify this, but there will be some time. I think I cannot go beyond that. Let me say if I wanted to mount for 28, it's not taking 9:28. Okay, it says I cannot. So there will be a window of 10 minutes, I believe, 8 to 10 minutes. So that's why I think I cannot choose this window. So we need to wait for it. Or else I would say 30. Okay, it's accepting. So which is around 6 minutes. Okay. Okay, next 6 minutes, the window is going to start. Okay. While that is starting, so let me also check if there are any modules that needs to be installed. Let me read through the script once. So I can go to the modules gallery. Easy dot easy dot resources, easy dot automation. Then
So Kamlaka, let's say
Mhm.
um, you know you do this setup, you know, this patching update setup in dev, right?
Okay.
I mean, just to test it out first.
Yeah.
Now, with all the manual things that we're doing, how do we move that? How do we move this to production? For example, the modules that you're adding, right? So
Yeah.
we'll have to kind of make a note that these are the modules that we'll have to, um, you know, import in production as well.
Yeah. This is the one-time activity. Okay. So creating scripts or or updating modules for this automation account is one time. So everything that you have to manage in the schedule. Okay. You create one schedule for dev servers, one schedule for the prod servers. Okay. And you created a schedule and patch the dev servers.
Mm.
Okay. And you see everything is good and you want to implement the same thing for the prod. You just need to update the pre and post script in the prod as well. Same pre and post script. Nothing. So everything will be as same.
But pre and prod doesn't have the activity to import the the modules that you just did there.
It's not required because what are the modules I'm doing updating, right? It is an automation account level. It's like one
Right.
time activity.
Right. But
So
then that one time we'll have to do in production as well, right?
not required. I mean, see, that's why. So we have one automation account which we are going to use for all the environments. Okay. How we are going to patch your environment is the question here. Okay. You are going to segregate them in the based on the schedules. One schedule for test, one schedule for the prod, one for the dev. Okay. You do it in a dev with the same pre and post scripts. Pre and post script just starting and stopping the VMs, right? It's not performing any patches. The actual patches are happening within the schedule. Correct. So you implement in dev and dev is looks good. Then same thing you implement in test also. In test what you need to modify. You just need to modify this pre and post script. The same pre and post scripts you are going to add here also. The same pre and post scripts are going to add in the production schedule as well. Okay. So
Automation account would be the same between prod and
same, correct. We are differentiating the environments based on the schedules.
based on the.
Yeah, one for test, one for the dev, one for the prod.
I see.
Yeah. So once the schedule is started, you will start seeing them in a history. It may take some time because it's a 120 minutes window. If they complete within 15, 20 minutes, that is fine. I just stopped the two machines. So while this is happening, let's move to the log analytics workspace. So if you go to the log section, right? So last time we discussed these. If you expand the log management, you can see what kind of logs are being consumed. I mean, sent to this. One is performance data, the other one is heartbeat. If I say perf, I can specify the time range anytime. Let's say last 30 minutes, I wanna just click on run. Yeah, you can see there are like multiple VMs and multiple metrics and their values. So now we wanted to see how many machines are there in this time frame, right? So you can use one command called summarize. Just put add a pipe command here. Just type summarize by how which column is representing the VM name computer column, right? You can just put computer and hit enter. So there are like around five missions, right? So five missions we have it. Okay. If you wanted to get only one mission data, let's say web VM, then you can say you can use where command here. Just put again enter here. Add a pipe command. Just use where command and computer, right? Computer contains. just put the server name here, which is web VM, right? So if I uncomment this, comment out this, you can see the data only coming for one VM. Okay. Now you wanted to see what are the object names you have, right? You just need to remove this. Instead of computer, you just put object. So you have a network adapter, logical disk related, memory related, system and processor, and network interface card. Let's say comma, then you wanted to see the counter name, right? Let's click this. Okay, in the logical disk, I'm going to monitor the percentage of free space and memory, free memory in megabytes, disk writes per second, read per second, average disk second for write, and average disk second for read. What's the average time it's going to take for read and write is what you're going to get with this. And disk transfer for second and queue length. So these are the performance counters that we are using to monitor the performance, related activities, right? So when it comes to the memory, so you can see memory is nothing but your VM RAM, how much is committed bytes in use percentage, and how much is the available memory. And when it comes to the network, how many bytes received and how many bytes are sent, and total bytes. So processor basically it will tell you what is the CPU utilization, and if you go to system, it will tell you what is the uptime of your VM. Let's say I want to get the uptime, right? So I'm going to say where object name, right? Object name contains system. Okay. Then again, I can add another command where counter name, right? Counter name contains what? Uptime. I don't need to write full name of this, where counter name. If I write this, that is fine. Just let me write enter here. It's not providing the uptime value. Let's say system uptime. Okay, last 30 minutes not showing anything. So let's say 48 hours. Counter name.
Up and space and then time.
Oh, is it? Okay,
I think so.
let's check that. Yeah, you're right. So I think this is in the seconds, I believe. Okay, we need to convert to minutes and hours. 885 means I think around more than 10 to 15 minutes, right? Yeah, because I just started like a couple of minutes ago, these VMs. So that's why you see uptime. Let me sort it with the local time. 1 minute, 9:12. I'll put last 30 minutes now. Okay. So at this time, this is the uptime. Okay. You can see the time, right? Uh, if I put this last update sent on 9:22. Okay. Because I stopped this VM, correct? Again, for testing, I stopped it. So the last update was 9:22. So when did I stop this VM? If I go to activity log, I stopped it around 9:24. Okay. So the last information what I have in the system is 9:22. At that time, it is 1485 seconds. Okay. It's around 15 minutes. So it's exactly right. Around 9:05 or 9:10, I just started this thing and stopped it. That's why it's saying around 15 minutes as uptime. Okay, so this is how you write it. I mean, you have more queries in this. You want to get the memory utilization, CPU utilization. These are the queries I've written for my environment. So you can just have them for your reference. And it also contains end-to-end setup. how to log in and how to configure everything. Okay, log analytics queries. So you can check this. It's not only for performance, right? Log analytics workspace is used by many of the resources like backup, replication, right? When we are talking about backup, we are going to use these queries to fetch the backup status, right? So it's also looks easy. It's like self-explanatory. You just need to know what is your requirement, right? Based on that, you just start researching it. You'll get more understanding. Okay, let's go back to this patching. I'll just do a refresh here. So history, prescript is completed, which means the VM should have started already. Let me just quickly check here. VMs are not started, but it says prescript is completed. Patching is in progress. VM auto turn on, right? This is the prescript. And you see the parameter, it's provided the VM names and all. You can see the VM names here. You can see the VM names. Okay, this is a parameter it will provide. And output, no action required. Errors, there are errors actually. You see there are a few modules that are not installed yet. Get-az VM is not recognized as the command. Get-az VM. Some issues here. Okay, some PowerShell scripting issues. Maybe the modules are not installed properly. Okay, so let me go here. While the patching is in progress, I'll just check the runbook again. VM auto turn on. Edit this. Get-az VM is not recognized. Okay, so what I need to do is I have to go back to automation account, go to modules gallery. I need to import the az.compute modules. So this will import the command that is required. Get-az VM and all those commands. It will actually fetch. You can see right, get-az VM. Yeah, you see right. So this module has to be imported. That we missed it. So that's why it's failed. We need to wait for this existing job to be completed. Then we can actually rerun it. It's kind of like more testing. And if I go to the schedule, you can see for how many VMs. For those missions which are in a stop status, right? It is not even started the patching. It will not start also. For the remaining missions, it is in progress. If I click on any one of the VM, right, you can see how many updates are installed, how many are in pending, how many are not attempted. Okay, so 3 are successful and 2 are not attempted for this one VM. For each VM, we can go ahead and check the same. For this VM, same. 3 not attempted, 2 not even scheduled. Okay,
No, but
so
if the VM wasn't started as part of the prescript, right? Because of the
yeah,
error,
right.
how would it, you know, install the updates?
No, it will not because it's stopped, right? Cannot even the automation account cannot push the hybrid script inside the VM, right? Because it is in a stop status. So we need to get this not started VMs list and start patching them manually. Start them again, start the VMs and patch them manually. For now, what we do is we fix the script, right? We imported the modules again for which are required for getting list of VMs, right? So again, we have to put them in a patching schedule. Same schedule we are going to modify. Let's say we will modify this to next 15 minutes. Okay, 940, 950, and save this 941, right? Let's go for 948.
The
By the
Postscript,
time if yeah,
Postscript complete.
not yet. It's the patching is in still progress. Prescript completed, Postscript not even started because the patching is not completed. You see here, right? So it
But
has to.
progress, we still able to update its time for
Yeah,
us.
we updated. We updated, but let's see if this works or not.
Sure.
Actually, ideally, the design, right, it should not start the another patching schedule because the one which is already progress, but we are able to modify.
Mhm.
Yeah, and just for information, right, this tool has a lot of bugs, too many bugs, and lot of limitations. We are struggling a lot. Actually, we our organization planning to go for another tool called Big Fix, because this has a lot of limitations. You see one of them, right? It should not as allow us to modify. And
And what's that? Break fix.
Big Fix,
Fix.
big
Okay.
big big fix.
That's a third party available on
Yes,
marketplace.
we need to. I don't think it is available in marketplace. I'm not sure. So what we are doing is we are getting that software installed in Azure VMs,
Okay.
and there will be agent that is getting installed in all the Azure machines, and with that they will configure it.
Okay.
Yeah,
Sure. I think many of things in Azure they're still sort of maturing, right? Even um, you know some of the things we are also struggling.
yeah. But this is like they, even if you go back to Microsoft and ask for help, right? They're also not sure, and like
They are
most of
also
them,
not sure. That's the problem,
yeah.
right?
Other services, if I see, right, at least they knows okay how to debug and how to fix. The fix will be rolled out very quickly. This one they're also not very sure because it's like we every company has around 5,000 plus VMs. Most of the companies, right?
Right.
And this has a limitation of 1,000 VMs. You cannot add more than 1,000 VMs, and you have a dev, test, and prod, right? And there is no way to segregate them properly. Let's say that I wanted to have everything in one schedule. I have application based requirement. I have like let's say DB has to be DB service has to be stopped before the patching, right? So there is no parallel execution. Let's say I have this prescript, right? In the prescripts, what I need to do is I have like let's say 500 database servers. Okay, for 500 database servers, the prescript has to be executed. Okay, to stop one VM DB service, it may take around 3 to 4 minutes. Let's say 2 3 minutes. Okay, just think if it is like around 500 missions, it has to complete one after the other one. How much time it is going to take?
It
And there
doesn't
is no,
do in parallel.
yeah, that's not supported
That's
in the script, right? In the script, I cannot write the parallel jobs. That is the problem. Okay, I can run using PowerShell. I can open PowerShell in my laptop and run the parallel jobs. But when it comes to the Prescript in Azure, right, uh, in the Runbooks, okay, here I cannot write a PowerShell script in the parallel because of some version issues. Okay, I cannot run it. So that's a limitation they have it. So you can imagine like you have 120 minutes of maintenance window, and if Prescript is itself taking 30 minutes, and you can see right how much I mean, sometimes you need to, your VM will be rebooted and patching will maybe stuck somewhere. And one of the big problem is, let's say one of the VM is stuck in the prescript. It's not responding. Its service are not stopped properly. It's stuck somewhere.
Hmm.
Then you cannot terminate that until you create a logic in your script. I mean, this is like few of them.
Okay.
Sometimes what happens is you will not see the patching status here in the update management itself. And if you go to history, it will not show. After 1 hour, it will show as in progress. It will show in progress for 3 days, 4 days.
Hmm.
I mean, we are struggling a lot with this. It's been almost 2 years we onboarded this, and still like thinking when it will go away.
2 years.
Yeah, it's been 2 years we are using this product.
Okay. So how are you managing? I mean,
We
the
have a patching team. As a Azure guy, so my responsibility is to ensure that whatever I've explained you so far, that's my job. If the patching is stuck or patching is failed, then their job it is. But if it is stuck in progress, then I have to come into the picture and I have to check why it is stuck. If not, I have to cancel the jobs using script, PowerShell script, because there is no way to cancel. If I go here, right, job section, for each vision, it is going to create one job. If you have 5,000, there will be 5,000 jobs here.
oh
I
my
don't have
goodness.
easy way, so I kind of jumped into it and created a script. And sometimes we engage Microsoft. They check in the background. They'll say, "Hey, in the back end, the job is completed. You don't need to worry." But in the UI, it has a problem.
Hmm.
So I mean, it's everybody knows. Then we called as a risk. Right now, they're just managing it with this.
I see.
Yeah, and it was supposed to be started 9:48, right? Yeah, next 1 minute. Let's see how it shows today.
But the post is still not done, right?
Yeah, it's not because the updates are not even completed. There are 5 missions, right? I go for one VM, one more update to be installed. And if I go to other mission, Shiva's mission, I think it's almost completed. Huh? No, two more has to be, I think. If we go to Nazir's mission, yeah, one more has to be. And you can, there is the issue, right? You just go to the logs and start monitoring from here. It will tell you what's happening and what it is doing. It's installing update. You see here, right? One of the specific update, cumulative update. This is a KBID. So it's like a patching always, there will be a bunch of people who manage it.
Hmm.
Let's wait for a few more minutes. Sorry, I was speaking in mute. It is started, and right now the prescript is running. Let's see if it is successful this time or not. Okay, status is unknown means it is happening. I can click on this and I can go to this prescript job and go to output. State VM is running. Starting the web VM, you can see, right? It is starting the web VM, waiting for the machine to start. Then it will go for the other machine. Okay, web VM is running and it should say starting the Winton VM. Is that starting the Winton and starting the web VM? Okay, It's working now, right? This time, Prescript is working fine. Okay, VMs have started. They're running.
So,
Still running. I think I need to make a note of list of modules so it will be easy. One is az.compute, right? And az.automation account, automation, and thread job, az.accounts. So these are the modules that we need to install it. And az.resources. This is not required, it's just an optional, but let's have them. Okay, clear? So the expectation is post patching, it has to send the update to the workspace. So we'll see the data. And in tomorrow's session, we are going to dive a bit deeper into this, queries, and we are going to create workbooks. If you go to workbook side, you have an option to create some kind of dashboard. We'll teach you how to do this. This, I think it will give a lot of confusion. We'll start tomorrow on this. By the time I think the patching will also be completed and you will see the data in the workspace. Okay, so post this tomorrow session, we are going to start the Azure load balancer. Then we'll go for the backup. So any questions so far from anyone?
into the second run,
Mhm.
in the Postscript, we'll apply only the patches which were not done the last time in the first run, right? I mean, the ones which were done the first time, it'll identify no change, so it'll not do IS support.
Yeah. Second run, we'll check, what are the pending updates. Okay.
Mm.
If it has zero pending updates, it will say no, nothing to be, no action to be taken.
Okay.
All the required updates are already installed. So it will complete very soon. So this is the problem. Sometimes you'll see jobs running in progress, like you don't know what to do.
Mm.
Okay. All right, guys. And if you want to test a few things, you just come here and just try to explore these. You have this access, I believe. I've already shared in the past. Just check it and let me know if you see any issues. All right.
And would you be uploading the recordings? I think the last,
Yeah, I
I mean,
think last session also uploaded.
uploaded. Okay.
Yeah, it's uploaded.
Can you do it today's as well?
1 minute. Let me check that. Um, 11 a.m. It's day 7. Okay, I have day 7 recording. Sure. If I don't see the latest one, I'll update it.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
automation account. The
Okay. Then
last session I told.
sure. Then yeah. Okay. Sure. Then do that.
Thanks, Namaka.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Thank you. Bye.